So I can make sure that the speed is relative to the delta time being passed in, because you want to move 2 per second. I can test that if we cross over. So I don't want to make, if you cross over your goal location in mid-frame, want to make sure it counts and you start going to the next spot. My bomber's got a little bit of functionality in his update method. I didn't do vector math, but I could have. I didn't want to. So if anybody is complaining that I'm using sort of a crude, just if your location is far away from me, add the distance. If it's less, add the distance. Really simple stuff here. I know when you read it, it probably doesn't look simple, but it really is pretty simple, this one. Want to be able to understand it before we get it up on the screen, because our loop's a little different than normal. And finally, we needed to make a random number generator wrapper. So this is as much as I'll let myself code outside of Cocos 2D without a test. There's really no way to write tests for this short of really long mathematical proofs, which is why it's very tiny. This is the entirety of the class. We needed to add this now to the layer. And this is the part that I happen to think is cool. So building up all that, what I just did, it took a little while, right? Because coding is hard. Now all I do is add a little bit more to the layer, and it's going to start to look like boilerplate, because it is. I again create my bomber. I give him some stuff like a location chooser and speed, and I'm just injecting dependencies, and then I bind him to a sprite, and I again add child. This is the layer thing. I add it to a child. When my layer is drawn, I'll draw all my children.